Okay, everyone get out of the way. He's pouring. Oh.
Okay, hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm Ben Parks. This is Outshop, and so my friend and slash neighbor bought a furnace and decided just to pour it down an anthill because he was going to kill it anyway. So, and this is what happened. It's beautiful art. It's super cool. And he said I could have it as long as I figured out what these little pods and stuff were and what these little runways were. So I decided to do hours of research to pretty much figure out everything you need to know. So first, when he dug it out, it looked like this. Correct? Okay, because this is pretty much your top where he poured it into, and then all of this just sleep down into all the tunnels and little pods, or whatever you want to call them, living spaces, whatever. So these are little things. They could be nurseries. So a lot of them are living spaces and nurseries because the queen ant goes and lays 1,500 eggs per day. So they come and they have to make sure that the babies, they need to be in a certain temperature for them to hatch correctly. So the deeper you go down here is the coldest, and then the upper up here is the hottest. So that's where they put all their babies and whatnot. And of course, this is not the entire ant colony. Probably it's not even 1/5 of it. A lot of them are probably outbranched this way, that gravity in the copper, because copper is very dense, so it just wanted to fall down until it got stuck into this little end right here. So that's pretty much all what it wanted to do. So it's super interesting to me, and they do out everywhere because they want to get food, right? You have to get food from somewhere, but they don't want to be outside, on like patio decks where we humans and whatnot would kill them, right? So they go out and then they get all their food from that and they bring it in. It's like 150 to 180 square miles that these tunnels can be. So this is like 1/5. Like not even one. I don't know how small this would be compared to a regular one. But this is actually just a small anthill, and he didn't even use a whole lot of copper, as you could tell. So, and I'm sure there's some tunnels down here somewhere that it just missed, that's just how the liquid flowed. So, because of course this is liquid metal when he pours this in here, and that's what the furnace is for.
And I just wanted to show you this because this is like a tip of the iceberg kind of situation because this is so cool. And just because it's the top of that little thing right there is the only thing that you see, and all down below that is actually the entire ant colony itself.
So all of these pods are for hibernation. Like I said, they're for eating, sleeping, and for the little babies to stay warm so they can hatch so their new generation can move on and live on. And so, like in wintertime, if you ever open one up, and you always see a bunch of ants, they're in these little pods. So I'm going to show you guys a little quick awesome video that shows like all sorts of the tunnels and whatnot. And here it is. It's super cool. Okay, so that's pretty much the lesson over ants. They're super interesting, and just if you think about it, they don't have any type of government, they don't have any type of leaders, they're just biologically programmed to move around, dig tunnels, and do all of that super quickly and just move their babies up and down for this correct temperature, and they don't have that good of brains. Let's just think about it. They're really dumb if you think about it. They're so small creatures, and we're trying to learn from them still today for robotics, for programming and computerizing different things, because if we use their tactics, we can make robots to burn buildings just the same way. Just their simple tactics and simple programming. So we're still learning from ants today. No matter how annoying they are and how many times you want to kill ants, trust me, they are valuable in some form, And that's what this is all about. And there is 250,000 ants in every average ant colony. There's probably over 100,000 ants that was in here. And that's super fascinating to me. And trust me, I can hear the comments right now. Ben, you just killed 100,000 ants. Well, my mom was going to kill them anyway, and it was going to be much more painful than this quick and sudden death. And a lot of them still probably survived. And actually, it's probably best for them to thrive, because actually, did you guys know that it takes them 3 days to build one of these? I know, it's insane. So they spend most of their time actually building for their babies and little stuff like that, more than building the tunnels and the tunnels outward. So that's just crazy to me, because they move about once a year, and they do this entire thing in about 3 days. So, but of course, I had to do this myself, and I wanted to see it for myself. So I went back to Christian, and we're going to build hopefully a few more of these things and do a super cool thing. So let's go do that right now.
Okay, so we got the furnace up and ready and plugged in. Then we cut these little things off to put it nicely into the furnace. And then we started to run it, and we had to wait for about 45 minutes, and we just kept adding copper to it. And then it slowly started to melt and turn pure gold. It looked like gold because it was just that hot. And it was so cool to see. So we just had to keep adding copper to it until we finally got what we wanted. And here it is. Okay, so we had to take it out of the furnace. And then once you did that, we immediately started running into the area because it couldn't last a second or it would harden back up. By then, when you poured it in, it was super satisfying. His yard started to catch fire, but it was so cool, and it really reminded me of lava, and the thing was just glowing red. And it just looked like lava in those Natural Geographic shows, which was so cool to me, because I'd never seen anything so hot in my entire life. So then we got the hose, and then we had to start rinsing it out and start to dig it up.
You think? Do you hear the ant? Do you hear it?
Oh, you hear Look at all the ants.
Get a close.
Now that's the most creative way to get rid of an anthill. No, it's already cooled down now.
Alright, I gotta get a shovel. That's it. How do you know you're gonna hit it? Questions. Erica, can we make sure to throw this whole back in afterwards, please? Well, yeah, the dirt will go back.
Some of it's broke off, look.
That's alright. I'm gonna get bit. Look at all the bait.
I broke some of it off.
That's alright. Look at that. That's cool. It's a different shape. Yep.
What's this?
I like the long piece. I'm just gonna take it off.
That's after that poured out.
That,
We can
see, but
reuse
that's
that,
a
right?
yeah, you can
Yeah.
remelt it, can't you?
Then he reformed the dirt back over, so it's almost like nothing even happened.
Okay, so that was just awesome. So this came out like this. I think that just looks so awesome. And this is actually just the bottom part of it, and it just was lower. It just kind of broke apart because these are really skinny up here. So I guess when you were shoveling it out, it just didn't work out because, I mean, I think it's about like right here. So that's how it should look. But I don't know. I really don't care because it's kind of cool that they're two separate pieces. But that just looks so cool to me. And then you got these other teeny tiny little pieces, and then I'm going to eventually put them all on platforms. That'll be later. And then, but I'm first going to weigh them and see the difference on the weight and all that great stuff. So it's so cool to see the inside of an anthill just simply by pouring molten metal in it. Okay guys, so 5,000 likes and we're going to set on part 2, and that's when we're going to get all of these. We're going to do multiple molds, and it's going to just be tons of these, and we're going to actually start to sell them. So that's going to be a lot of fun, but you got to like the video for part 2 so we can then sell them and make a bunch of these and mold them, and that's all the video is going to be. So it's going to be a lot more entertaining and not much of a lesson. But I did really enjoy doing all this research and doing this entire thing. So thank you guys so much for all the support and everything you guys do. Please subscribe and like the video. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And actually, please guys, the ones who dislike, tell me in the comments below how I can improve instead of just disliking the video, because I would love to improve and I need y'all's info and advice, and I will take criticism. Truthfully, I just don't want to see a bunch of dislikes and no criticism, I guess. So please put in the comments below, and I will try to improve the best of my possible ability. So see you guys next Saturday at 6:30.